Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and the First Lady.
I want to welcome all of you to the front porch of the White House. And I want to thank the Sounds of Blackness that we just heard and give them another hand. This has been quite an unusual day here at the White House, and we are very grateful that all of you could be here. And I know for many of you it has been a long, long wait. Some of you have waited decades for national service, but all of us have waited hours for this particular ceremony to begin. And we are just very pleased that you could all be here with us. It is an extremely exciting day for the President, the Vice President, everyone associated with this administration. To stand here and to see all of you new Americorps members, to know what you are doing and will be doing for our country, it is one of the most important reasons Bill Clinton ran for president. Every single one of you represent that. But a good idea takes a lot of work to be turned into reality. And that work started when President Clinton and Vice President Gore took office. That work continued when the Congress was presented with legislation to create the Corporation for National Service, and many members of Congress worked very hard to bring that piece of legislation to a very positive conclusion. And the work further continued as the corporation was established and began to implement the legislation. At every step along the way, the person whom the President asked to take the idea of national service and turn it into 16,000, soon to be 20,000 young men and women was Eli Segal. Eli Segal brought to the dream of national service a distinguished history in both the public sector and the private sector. He knew how to get things done, how to move ideas forward, which is why the President asked him to take charge of one of the President's most precious ideas, national service for young men and women in our country. And it gives me great, great pleasure and honor to introduce to you the President of the Corporation for National Service, Eli Segal.
Welcome you all to the celebration of service. A few hours later than expected, perhaps, a different location, perhaps, but as resolute as ever to translate our shared vision into reality. This day, my friends, belongs to many people, including the President, the Vice President, and the First Lady, all of whom fought so hard for it so long. But in a fundamental sense, this event belongs really to all of you here today who've labored for this day for years and years, and to people like you across our great and good land. Today is a historic day. Ralph Waldo Emerson long ago described a tension in American life between hope and memory. In America now, we see different conflicts between hope and cynicism, between action and apathy, between service and selfishness. Today, we celebrate the cause of hope. The men and women of Americorps who you see today remind us that ordinary people can join with government, with the private sector, and with each other to change America. For as President Clinton put it some months ago, national service recognizes a simple but very powerful idea that we make progress not by government action alone. We do best when the people and their government work at the grassroots in a genuine partnership. Coming from the same places as you and me, our Americorps members will represent America at its best, what Abraham Lincoln called the better angels of our nature. But Americorps members will be practical angels, because Americans are practical people, and Americorps is a practical program. In 1994 alone, 20,000 Americorps members of every race, religion, region, and income will become agents of change in more than 350 local initiatives all over our country. They'll work in over 1,000 communities in every state of our nation. And everywhere they go, these men and women will get things done in America and get a hand for college in return. Their work is going to go beyond partisan politics. Their work reflects the fundamental values of the American people, bringing people together, renewing the spirit of citizenship, expanding individual opportunity. The work of Americorps, in short, is truly the work of America. We have come a long way to get here today, and we are right to celebrate our success. But without dampening the occasion at all, I should also say we have a long way to go, and our devotion can never waver. This is not going to be easy work. We are going to make mistakes. All startups do. We're going to fall short of some of our objectives. All bold initiatives do. And by ourselves, we are not going to be able to solve problems that took decades to create. But if we work hard, if we remain committed to the highest standards of excellence, and if we get things done in our communities, then at the end of the day, we will have made a difference. We will take steps to make our great nation everything that it ought to be. And if we do that, then wonderful as today is, our best days will truly be ahead of us. National service, my friends, will never lend itself to the precision of science. Nevertheless, on this day so ripe with hope, I'm reminded of the words of the great scientist Archimedes, who said long ago, "Give me a lever long enough, and I can move the world." Our Americorps members have been given the lever, and with all of your help today, they're going to use it well. My friends, I thank you as we begin our noble mission. May God bless you all. I now have a truly great honor. I want to introduce someone who has always been committed to service. He and his family represent the best in the American tradition of public service. His father and his mother supported the spirit of service through their lives in both a public and in a private way. His sister was among the very, very first members of the Peace Corps, and he himself has served America in more ways than we can ever count. Ladies and gentlemen, I take pride in introducing the Vice President of the United States, Al Gore.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think they're fired up. Thank you very much. I get the feeling that you guys are fired up about Americorps. Archimedes also said you needed a place to stand, Eli, and I'm sensitive to that right now with this cast on. I appreciate so many of you asking me whether or not I injured my Achilles tendon dancing with Tipper. No, it was not that. I was playing basketball and I had not practiced the 360 dunk in quite a while, and I came down wrong on it. Many of you were here almost exactly 1 year ago when the President signed the national service legislation. That was one of the great moments for President Clinton and for our nation in 1993. And it could not have happened without a lot of people making it possible. There were people who talked with the President and the First Lady back during the campaign and even before, because President Clinton has been advocating this idea for a long time. There are a lot of people in the House and Senate who have been key, essential, crucial to making this possible. There is the godmother of national service, Barbara Mikulski. Senators John Breaux and Ben Nighthorse Campbell, John Chafee, Daniel Inouye, Howard Metzenbaum, Chuck Robb, who is here with us today, who's worked so hard on this legislation. Senators Paul Sarbanes and Paul Simon and Harris Wofford, all of whom have been crucial to making this a reality. House leaders in the House of Representatives from both parties, including Chairman Louis Stokes and Representatives Javier Becerra, Steve Gunderson, John Lewis, Esteban Torres, who is here today, Chris Shays, who is here, Tim Romer, who is here today. We had expected to be joined when the event was at an earlier time this afternoon by satellite by Chairman Ted Kennedy in Boston, Jay Rockefeller in West Virginia, and Jim Jeffords in Vermont. The unfortunate plane crash early this morning made it necessary to change the schedule, but we want to acknowledge their contribution. And I also want to acknowledge some others who are here who have helped so much. Congressman Jim Backus, who is here. Congresswoman Leslie Byrne, who is here. Congressman Gene Greene, who is here. Congressman Chairman Bruce Vento, who is here. Thank you all for your outstanding contributions to making this possible. In working together across party lines to create this program of national service, these members of Congress have themselves provided a great service to our nation, and I know that you join me in thanking them all. Of course, the great thing about service is that it isn't just about politics, it's about people, people from every walk of life. National service brings together leaders from every part of our culture. From the private sector, service gains smart management and great financial resources. From the world of education, service gains the experience with which to train young people. From our intellectual leaders, service has gained its framework and the challenge to improve. From the foundation world, service draws the expertise to design and evaluate programs and the resources to make them possible. From the worlds of art, entertainment, and sports, service gains the ability to fire the public imagination and bring attention to good work. I wish we had the time to acknowledge those from all of these worlds who are also here today joining us, without whom none of this would be possible. We can't acknowledge all of you by name, but you know in your hearts what you've done, and we know who you are. And on behalf of the President and on behalf of our country, let me say how deeply grateful we are for your contribution and your presence here today, all of you. For Americorps is not just a program, it is a movement of young Americans imbued with the American spirit. Government is a partner in this movement. It sets standards and goals, but it allows people at the grassroots to do what they do best, to get things done. National service. You'll have a chance to repeat those words in just a moment when President Clinton gives you the oath of the pledge. National service speaks to the heart of the nation from the heart of Bill Clinton. He has talked about service from the earliest days of his campaign. When he talks about the sense of community that brings people together from different backgrounds for the common good, about the sense of hope that comes from working together, when he talks about all that, he's talking about America at its best. Eli Segal, who has made this dream and this vision a reality, was kind enough to mention my sister, as I mentioned her a year ago when the bill was signed. Just today, someone showed me a newspaper clipping from the New York Times, written 33 years ago by a young reporter named David Halberstam, about the enthusiastic response to President Kennedy's launching of the Peace Corps 3 decades ago. It talked about how to apply to the Corps, and it mentions a 23-year-old woman already at work at the Peace Corps, even though she wasn't sure if she would get paid or how much. Here's what she said. It's one of the few original things that has happened in a long time, and it's one that I can participate in, something that I can contribute to. She was the age of many of you gathered here today. My sister Nancy witnessed firsthand the transforming power of service, and those in my family watched it through her service. How I wish that she could be here today on this historic occasion. Something to participate in, something to personally contribute to. That spirit characterized her too brief life. And while her experience was unique, it was part of a tradition as old as America and rich in service to others, a tradition from which is springing today, thanks to President Bill Clinton, Americorps. And now to continue in that great tradition, it is my privilege and pleasure to present President Bill Clinton, who will speak and administer the oath. President Bill Clinton.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, Eli Segal, for your wonderful work. This is a very, very happy day for Hillary and for me, especially to see all of you here with all your enthusiasm, your energy, your dreams. There's so many things I would like to say, but before we go on, I feel that I ought to give you some explanation about what occurred here this morning and why we had to delay this event and move it to the front of the White House. As you know, a plane came down here on the South Lawn and a pilot lost his life. The investigation is now in place that will determine how and why this happened. We take this incident seriously because this house is the people's house. It's the job of every president to keep it safe and secure. On his second night here, our second president and the first person to live in the White House, John Adams, wrote, "I pray heaven to bestow the best blessings on this house and on all that shall hereafter inhabit it." That prayer has been answered. In times of war and peace, and hard times and good times, the White House has remained an enduring symbol of our democracy. It tells our people and all those around the world that the mission of America continues. And that is the message you send out here today as well. So I pledge to you that we will continue that. And I'm sorry we had to move to the front, but maybe we ought to be in the front of the White House today for something this important. This year, 20,000 Americans, most of whom are young, some of whom are young in spirit and determined to serve and also go on to further their education, mark the beginning of a journey that will change their lives forever. It will also change the life of this nation for many seasons to come. This day is part of a long journey for me personally, and for many others who have long harbored the dream that national service embodies. I want to say a special word of thanks to someone who worked with me through this whole process and who dreamed of national service even before I did, and that is Senator Harris Wofford of Pennsylvania. I thank you especially, sir, today. Like the Vice President's fine sister, Senator Wofford started out with the Peace Corps 30 years ago. One of the main reasons I ran for president is that I felt that we as Americans needed to make our life's journeys together rather than apart. I felt that we not only needed to change our direction and make more progress, but that we had to do it by coming together instead of drifting apart. Today we began to fulfill that mission. For many of us, this journey of service reaches back to life growing up in places we called home. Back to our classrooms, our church basements, our backyards, with the American traditions of community and service. So for many of us, today is just one step on what has been a lifetime journey. But what we do today and what we will do in the days and years ahead will give new life to the values that bind us as Americans. For service is about sacrifice for others and about accomplishment and fulfillment for ourselves, about reaching out one person to another, about all of our choices gathered together as a country to reach across all those things that divide us, about you and me individually and about all of us together, who we are as individuals and who we are as a nation. Service is a spark to rekindle the spirit of democracy in an age of uncertainty. We hear a great deal today about values, and so we must. I encourage America in that conversation. But when it is all said and done, it comes down to three simple questions. What is right? What is wrong? And what are we going to do about it? Today, you are doing what is right, turning your words into deeds. In my inaugural address, I called upon America to a new season of renewal, a new season of service. And I said then what I firmly believe. There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be fixed by what is right with America. Well, all of you that are about to embark on this journey, as far as I'm concerned, you're what's right with America. Look, let's just look at a couple of our Americorps volunteers. Laura Sullivan, who's here at the White House today. Is helping people put their lives back on track and start their own businesses in Baltimore. Leo Negron out in Chicago is teaching construction skills to teenagers and offering them a role model for taking pride in their work. Sarah Wittenberg in Seattle is showing us how to be stewards of our nation's natural beauty. 20,000 more this year and 100,000 over the next 3 years. All of you will do things like this in hundreds of places all around our country. Saving babies in South Texas, walking police beats in Brooklyn, working on boats to reclaim the Chesapeake Bay, and working on new housing projects in Roxbury. Taking seniors safely to the doctor in St. Louis and helping children to learn to read in Sacramento. Every generation in our history has learned to take responsibility for this country, and yours is no exception. We look to you and know that you are no generation of slackers, but instead a generation of doers who want We are grateful for those of you who wish to give back something to the country that has done so much for you, and to the parents and loved ones who are with you today and who taught you that these values are important. Our greatness, after all, has never come from those who went in search of distant riches or personal glory. The people who really made this country great for over 200 years are ordinary people who make extraordinary sacrifices for the common good. The farm boys on the beaches of Normandy, the police officers walking the dark beats, the school teachers staying up late to help students from troubled homes to lead better lives. And you, the people of Americorps, will be America's next generation of heroes. We need you now more than ever. So many of our people are alone and cut off from one another. So many others are deeply divided from each other, resentful, skeptical, even cynical about the possibilities of their own lives and the life of their country. You will devote your own potential to helping other people live up to their God-given potential. You remind us how America has always worked best, by offering opportunity and demanding responsibility. We've seen over the last 20 years that you can't have one without the other and expect the American community to grow and flourish. Americorps says, come together. Citizens and businesses, schools and churches, come together as partners in progress to solve our problems and reach our promise. We know we will succeed not by government edict, not by large bureaucracies, but by the spirit of service and devotion that burns within the heart of every American. With Americorps, you are building your country's future and helping to build your own. For your hard work, those of you who serve will earn money for your education and the chance to do even more with your God-given abilities, earning something that money can never buy as well. For you know now that you are helping to breathe new life into the spirit of the American Republic. Benjamin Franklin once said that if we don't hang together, we will surely hang separately. At the time he said it, he was worried about a foreign invader. But as the old comic strip character says, today we have met the enemy and it is us. We better hang together, folks, or we're going to hang separately. You are the glue that will enable us to hang together. We cannot go on as a nation of strangers, mistrusting one another because we've never had the chance to work side by side or had the chance to walk in one another's shoes. If we just stand only on our own ground, we will never find common ground. When I mentioned three of you, Leo, Laura, and Sarah before, I didn't tell you about their backgrounds. Laura is from a suburb of Boston. Leo is from the inner city of Chicago. Sarah is from the farmlands of Wisconsin. Each will bring something special and different and unique from those places to their service for America. But each will surely learn, along with all the rest of you, that with all of our differences, we can belong to something larger than ourselves. I hope the nation that you serve will learn this as well from your shining example. We are all part of the American family, joined by a common purpose, bound by a common sense of responsibility, challenged by common possibilities that know no limits. The only limit to the future of this country and to the future that all of you hope to have is what we are willing to demand of ourselves today and in the future. Generations before us have done the groundwork, and now we must build on those foundations. In just a moment, I will lead the 20,000 volunteers who are here and some who have already done this a couple of hours ago across America in a pledge. But I want to ask you and all Americans who will learn of this event to reflect on the words of that pledge. Words like action and commitment, community and common ground. It's more than a pledge of personal service. It's a creed for America, a creed we desperately need as we move forward to renew our great country in the 21st century. To all of you who have taken the pledge to join, who have entered this season of service, who have redeemed the most important commitment your president ever tried to make to the American people, to give us a chance to come together, to move forward together. I say thank you, and God bless you. Now, let me ask all the Americorps volunteers here to raise your hand and repeat after me. I will get things done for America.
I will get things done for America.
To make our people safer, smarter, and healthier.
To make our people safer, smarter, and healthier.
I will bring America together.
I will bring America together.
To strengthen our communities.
To strengthen our communities.
Faced with conflict, I will seek common ground.
Faced with conflict, I will seek common ground.
Faced with adversity, I will persevere.
Faced with adversity, I will persevere.
I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond.
I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond.
I am an Americorps member.
I am an Americorps member.
And I am going to get things done.
And I am going to get things done.
Yes. Thank you.
We've made some history here today, haven't we? But as you know, this is only the beginning. What we have started today will be remembered by our children's children, but only through your effort. Each of you brings your unique talents and backgrounds to the greatest collective effort in your lifetimes. There is no one face of Americorps, but we've asked two young people with us to tell us briefly their stories. Please welcome Laura Sullivan and Keith Greene.
Thank you, Mr. Segal. And good afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Mrs. Clinton. I am proud to be a new Americorps member and very excited about being here with my fellow members today. Mr. President, I have a suspicion that part of the reason that I'm up here is that we share two things in common. I, too, went to Georgetown University, and I, too, have thought a lot about the potential of national service over the years. And now, because of Americorps, I can do something about it. One of my first jobs out of college was with Common Cause. Last year, though I had a continuing interest in citizen advocacy, I found myself longing to roll up my own sleeves and play a more direct role at the grassroots level. In January, I began full-time national service with Volunteer Maryland. What interested me in the program was its multiplier effect. Americorps members serve as national service managers and organizers who recruit and coordinate volunteers in our communities. I am proud to be placed with WEB, Women Entrepreneurs of Baltimore, a program that is proactively working to help disadvantaged women start and sustain their own businesses. I am drawn to WEB because it recognizes that women are the backbone of our low-income communities, and by empowering these women economically, we are able to strengthen both their own lives and the communities that they live in. When accepted into the WEB program, a woman participates in an intensive business skills training course. After she graduates, she is matched with a successful businesswoman to serve as her mentor, and we facilitate her work with our growing army of professional volunteers who donate their expertise. Lawyers, bankers, loan officers, and marketing specialists work with our participants on a pro bono basis. Since I joined WEB, we have seen over 100 professionals volunteer their services to the program. So, Mr. President, this is my work, and as a Americorps member with Volunteer Maryland. And with me here today are 70 of my fellow Volunteer Maryland coordinators. New Americorps members like myself, calling others into service. For now, I am planning to use my educational benefit for an MBA, but regardless of whatever opportunity Americorps offers me in the future, I will always be proud to have been part of such a dynamic movement of people who care and people who are getting things done.
By the way, that's a little love clap we have this afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Ms. First Lady, Mr. First Lady, Mr. Segal. Like Laura, I'm excited to be here with my fellow AmeriCorps members. I can't believe we're all here. This is great. Thank you again. But I'm especially proud to be a member of the first AmeriCorps startup program, the National Civilian Community Corps. Only a few months ago, I was in Atlanta, where I had just gone back to college after working for a few years. I was taking a full course load, working every night at my job until 11 o'clock. I was having a hard time trying to make my studies and work, and then pay for them all. Then last spring, I heard from a friend in DC about the NCCC, so I called the AmeriCorps 800 number to get an application. After interviewing, I was accepted and arrived last June at the Aberdeen campus. There are 220 AmeriCorps members in the NCCC at Aberdeen, and they are divided into teams of 10 to 13 under team leaders. I am very proud to have been chosen as a team leader. And like NCCC as a whole, my team members come from very different backgrounds. Like Angela De Niro, who's very focused and organized, always writing everything down. And then there's Jason Harris, who just likes to go out there and get things done with very little prep time. And I can't forget Jayed Shamnani, who brings her Indian culture to us and keeps everything at balance. But we work together all day and every day, and we are loving every minute of it. This month we are headquartered at St. Benedict's Church in Baltimore, where we have established a community center for the neighborhood children and are organizing reading and tutoring projects. The kids' favorite project, though, has been helping us produce an educational video about urban environmental hazards and how to solve the problems. The kids right now are also helping us market the video in at the neighborhood schools. I'm especially interested in the environmental work, and our team has been working with Maryland Save Our Streams, doing water testing and lead abatement work in their area. After my service, I'm going to use my educational benefit to go back to school and concentrate on it full time. I'm going to school for business, but I will always be involved in the kind of work that I am doing now, especially if it deals with the young people and the challenges they face, because AmeriCorps is, in fact, one of the best experiences I've ever had. Thank you.